you guys, how are you doing? I hope you're all doing well. Today I am going to be making for you a low carb, keto friendly recipe. I am going to be doing chicken coconut curry. So I'm pretty excited for this recipe. I've never made curry at home. I think I've maybe tried it once or twice in all of my 45 years, but I really have been wanting to just try out being a little more adventurous in home recipes, using more spices, and so I thought this recipe sounded really good. It's pretty cold here in Michigan, so I thought too the spiciness, it would just be like a warm, comforting type of dish on a cold Michigan day. So I really hope you like this recipe. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I would appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. And alright, so let's get to this. So these are the ingredients you are going to need to make this. I will be sure to link the recipe down in the description box. That way you can go to the website and print it off. This is not my recipe. I got this from I believe Low Carb Yum. Oh no, Wholesome Yum. So definitely go print that from their website. And as you can see, there really aren't that many ingredients here. So I'm going to be putting this on a bed of rice cauliflower because typically you would be putting this on rice. And yeah, so pretty simple recipe, and hopefully it comes out as good as the pictures looked. The first thing I'm doing is I'm going to get my skillet here on medium heat. Once it's heated up, I'm going to put some olive oil in there, and I'm going to get started working on, I'm going to cut the chicken into cubes, and I'm going to get the onion and the garlic chopped up as well. Okay, so these are about 4 regular sized chicken breasts, and when I say regular, I don't buy like really overgrown chicken breasts from the store. They freak me out because honestly, you guys, it's not natural. So yeah, when I see, typically I buy my meat from Sam's Club, and when I see like packages that have huge chicken breasts in them for a cheap price, I stay away from that, because honestly, you guys, that's not a good thing. I understand, you know, some people that's a good deal for what they can afford for their households, and by all means, of course, you know, if that's what you can afford, I'm not, you know, poo-pooing that. I'm just saying I do try to get more organic or at least non-GMO type of chicken. So the recipe calls for 1 pound. I am thinking this is actually a little more than a pound. So I may just adjust the spices, up them a little bit, differently from what the recipe is calling for. And I'm just roughly cutting these up into basically bite-sized cubes. So, okay, I'm going to get my hands washed up, and then we will get this in the pan. Okay, so here in my skillet, I have a couple tablespoons of olive oil that I have heated up, and this is on a medium-high heat, so I'm just going to go ahead and get our chicken all in there. Just want to get it spread around, make an even layer. Okay. And now I'm going to just get a little bit of this Himalayan pink salt onto there. Because you definitely want to season things well as you go. Okay, and while that is going, I'm going to get an onion chop. The recipe calls for a large onion, but onion does have sugars in it, so I'm using a smaller onion. like that. You know, I know they have like so many gadgets out that you can use to chop things, but tell me if you guys feel the same way. I find it really therapeutic to chop things. I don't know. I like doing it myself. And my hubby got me some amazing J.A. Henkel knives in a really beautiful knife block. And so I like to use my amazing knives. Something else, the recipe did call for the onion to go in before the chicken, but it didn't make that much sense to me because the onion's going to cook just fine once we do add it, and we'll avoid burning the garlic and the onion that way. So, yeah, I'm doing it a little more backwards than what the recipe says. And then we just need some garlic. It calls for 3 cloves. I'm using 4 because a couple of them are on the small side. And I know you can't see it, but my eyes are watering. Dang onions. But, or maybe I just needed a good cry. Not feeling all that great today, you guys, so it took everything in me to go ahead and make this, but I also had already taken the chicken out, so I didn't want anything to go to waste. And yes, I have a bigger cutting board, but I did not feel like getting it out just for a small onion and some garlic. So I know we have some spillage going on here, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to get this cleaned up and then get back and give this a stir, and then I will come back when it's time to put the onions and the garlic back in here. Okay, so our chicken is going over here. There's a lot of liquid in it. I don't know if you noticed this, but when I freeze meats and then cook it, it tends to just be more liquidy, even with beef. So I'm going to go ahead and let this all continue. But I just made a little space in the middle there to go ahead and get our garlic and our onion going as well. And while that's doing its thing, I'm just going to show you some of the things we're going to be using. We're going to be using some coconut milk, and the recipe calls for coconut cream, which if you don't know what coconut cream is, it's basically the yumminess in a pina colada. A lot of sugar, a lot of carbs. So I found this can here at Dollar Tree, and there's only 2 grams of carb per serving. There's 5 servings in here, so it's definitely much more keto, low carb friendly to use coconut milk. And to kind of supplement the creaminess that we'd be missing from coconut cream, I'm going to add a little bit of heavy whipping cream to that. We also are going to need to use some chicken stock. The recipe calls for ground ginger, a teaspoon of that. But I had this here in my refrigerator. It's a ginger paste, so I'm going to use this. If you had fresh ginger on hand, you could chop some of that up. You also are going to need a can of diced tomatoes. And then the spices we'll be using are a curry powder and paprika. Alright, just going to get this stirring, and the chicken is pretty much cooked. It's not getting much color to it, but all the things that we're going to be putting in here will be giving it plenty of color. Okay, you guys, so we are ready to start adding some of our ingredients. I like to add the dry spices first, so they almost toast up a little bit with everything else. This calls for a teaspoon of paprika. This bottle here is almost empty, and I'm pretty sure it's probably a teaspoon worth, maybe a little more, that's fine. I love paprika, and it gives everything such a beautiful color. And then for the curry powder, we need 1.5 teaspoons of that. So I'm going to go to, like I said, I'm going to adjust the spices as needed. Oh, and this smells so good, you guys. Just give this a little bit of a stir. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Those spices just smell delicious. If you don't know what's in curry powder, this one that I have here is an organic curry powder. And there's organic coriander, organic turmeric, organic mustard, organic cumin, organic paprika, organic cayenne, cardamom, and nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. So there's quite a bit going on in here, and it really is just an amazing smell. Okay, and let's not forget our ginger paste. So we need 1 teaspoon of that. This is another really beautiful, fragrant scent to this dish. And we need to add the coconut cream. Oh, that looks so good. The diced tomatoes. And the chicken broth, it's recommending 1/4 cup. I'm just going to eyeball that. And a little more salt to taste. And I may even adjust that a little bit more. I'm going to crank my stove up. I don't know, this burner, it's like my big burner for my biggest saute pans. And it doesn't seem to act right. This is a pretty old stove. It came with the house when we bought it. So little by little, we're trying to upgrade our appliances as we can afford it. And then I haven't added the heavy whipping cream because I don't know that we'll need it. I'm just going to let this go and let it come to a nice bubbling simmer, and I'll give it a taste, and then we'll see where we're going to go from there. But it smells really beautiful in here, you guys. I'm also going to get my cauliflower rice going, so that way when this is all done, I can show you what that's going to look like. Okay, you guys, so I've been letting this simmer and reduce down for about 15 minutes. And as you can see, a lot of the liquid has evaporated. It's thickened up a little. It still has quite a bit of a sauce to it, but I think that is how it should be. I mean, if I let it continue to reduce, it probably would thicken up a little bit more, but I think this is pretty good, and I'm ready to give this a taste. I've just heated up my frozen rice cauliflower and let the liquid evaporate out of there. I did add a little bit of salt to that. So let's go ahead and get some of this plated up so we can give it a taste. That looks so delicious. Yes, it does. A little more sauce. And there we go. There is our low carb, keto friendly chicken coconut curry. And let me get this camera turned around so we can taste this. Alright, so here is our coconut chicken curry, and you know, you guys, I always have to give this a taste. This is a new recipe for me, so I will be honest with you about how I like it. It's really hot. This is really good, you guys. First thing, using the rice cauliflower in this way, it really does feel and taste like rice in my mouth right now. So I'm really liking that. And the chicken got super tender. There's a lot of flavor. I can really taste that ginger in there. So good. Definitely some comfort food right here. What I might have done differently is not added the extra ginger, because there is some ginger in the curry powder. So I'm tasting a lot of the ginger. Not that that's a bad thing, but that's just my observation on that. But yeah, you guys, I really think that this is a thumbs up. I think Matt will like this. Lily might even like that. I don't know. But definitely give this a try. If you do end up giving this recipe a try, make sure you come back and let me know on this video. If you'd like to see more low-carb, keto-friendly recipes, definitely give this video a thumbs up so I know that you're coming here and watching that. But that's it. It's time for this girl to go eat. And until next time, you guys, stay safe and be blessed.